Good morning, guys. Coach Dan here, and I thought that we would start the sneak peek off with me sharing my story. Because obviously we want you to get to know stories of all different coaches, but you may look at me and you may say, oh, Dan's a personal trainer. It makes sense that he's a coach. But I wanted to kind of share my story and how I got started with Beachbody, okay? I actually was a high school athlete. Kind of struggled with my weight my entire life. I kind of would go up, go down, then I got into high school and I grew about 7 inches and I thinned out and playing basketball every day, so just naturally was very active and actually went to college to play basketball for 1 year. But after 1 year playing basketball and a couple injuries, I tore an ACL, I rolled a couple ankles. I kept drinking beer, and I was that college guy. I was the partier. I would drink beer pretty much every night that I could. And I did not change my lifestyle when I could not play basketball anymore, when I couldn't be active. So I kept just kind of hanging out, partying, doing my thing, eating as much food as I want, because I had never really had to in the last, those previous 4 or 5 years of just being an athlete. I didn't have to worry about it as much. Well, as you would have it when you don't work out and you eat like crap and you drink a lot of sugary alcohol, I gained a bunch of weight. And I actually got to about 270 pounds, just under 270. It's about 269 at one point. It was my highest. And it was not a fun place to be. I was injured. I was overweight. I was not very happy about myself, about how I looked, about all those things. And ironically, this is something I don't think I've shared a lot, but it's time that people start understanding, why I do Beachbody, why I love it. So long story short, I had met up with a cousin who was coming back to town, and we worked out together. I lost a little bit of weight. That faded off, and it was a process that wasn't easy for me to do by myself. So when he faded off, I faded off. Then I had another buddy who wanted to start running, so I decided, okay, let's run. And it was great. We hung out, we had a great time, we ran, and then he faded out. And when he faded out, I couldn't do it by myself. So I ended up fading out. I was sitting at the computer one day, and P90X infomercial came on, and my wife was doing dishes behind me, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to buy this P90X. And I think she called my bluff. She goes, okay, go ahead. So at this time, I'm a construction worker, not a personal trainer. Been doing construction straight out of college, 12 years. I did construction, but in 2008 was when I saw that infomercial, and I told my wife, I'm going to do this. So she called my bluff. I ordered it. It showed up 5 days later, and I was like, holy crap, I got to do this. And one of the motivators behind that was, while in construction, I had done a couple missions trips after Hurricane Katrina. I went to Mississippi, and I came back, and the pictures that I had of me with the other guys that I went with, I was like twice their size. There's this group of bunch of skinny guys, and then me, and it just was one of those things that was the spark for me that said, I gotta make this change. So it showed up. I started. Fortunately for me, my cousin and a buddy wanted to try it out. So I did like 2 weeks of P90X by myself, and when I started P90X, I was at 230 at that point. So I had lost 30 pounds working out, running with my other friends. And I started P90X, did 2 weeks by myself. It was starting to get hard, and then a cousin and buddy wanted to try it out, so they came over. I would do it at 9:30 at night. My wife was pregnant with our third child, and she would go to bed early because her legs would bother her. She was just tired, so I would go to the garage, and 9:30 at night I'd work out every night. So they started coming over, and they would switch on and off, and they got me to about 3 weeks left in the program. But by that time, you're so close. It's like, I got to do this. I've got to finish this. I've got to complete this for me. And I was seeing great results at that point. I really saw great results within the first 60 days of P90X. So I did it, and I completed P90X, and I actually got down to 196 pounds. So I had lost 35 pounds with P90X. Over 14% body fat I think I lost. It was ridiculous. I was literally an infomercial. I was in the best shape of my life. And I could count on one hand how many people, I could count on more than 2 hands, really. That's just a weird statement. But 11, 12 people who had said, wow, you're really losing weight. And I told them about it, P90X. And they went out and bought it just because I had success. And I didn't think about it back then. I didn't become a coach at that point. I'm that guy. People approach me about this coaching thing, and I said, no way. Don't bother me. I don't know what this is. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even want to know what you're talking about. It sounds fishy to me. So I avoided it, and I went on about my business, and I kept doing it on my own. And I yo-yoed a little bit. 10, 15 pounds, 20 pounds here and there because I was trying to do all this stuff on my own. Well, finally, I got to this point in my career in construction where I was like, I'm not doing what I was meant to do. I need something that's going to encourage other people, where I can inspire people and they can inspire me. So I became a personal trainer. Had no idea what I was going to do. Long story short, which I got no short stories, let's be honest. Ended up getting certified as a certified personal trainer. Didn't know what I was going to do. Became a boot camp instructor, and that's going to all be video, story for another time. But then I made the decision to become a coach because I was looking for a product that I could offer clients that would allow them to help with their diet, give them good nutritional benefits without any artificial crap. And I came across Shakeology. Tried it for 30 days myself. I absolutely loved it. I signed up right away as a coach, began offering it to my clients, and it was something that really made the diet easy. So, in a nutshell, that's my story. I wish I had become a coach in 2008. Who knows how many lives I would have changed and impacted, but I was too afraid of this coaching thing and these people approaching me, and I was like, nah, not for me. Yet, 4 years later, I made the decision to become a coach, and now I'm impacting lives. How much farther would I have been? How many more lives would I have impacted if I had just taken people on the journey with me and not waited until the time was right? There is never a right time. The time that's right is right now. No matter where you're at, get after it. I recommend, try the coaching thing. You don't know what will happen. You don't know who you will inspire. And had I realized that in 2008, who knows where this journey would have taken me. But the story is, this is where I'm at now. And this is what I'm meant to do. And this is what I want to do. And I want you guys to do it with me. So if you have any questions about my story, and I'm going to cut it short here because I could talk probably for 30 minutes about my story. But this is the portion that brought me to Beachbody. And I love this. I love this company. All right, guys. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sneak peek. Stay strong.